Hi, I'm James. I'm the event chef here at Riverford. Today, we're going to talk about radishes, and I'll be showing you a great little recipe that uses the whole bunch, including the stalks and the leaves. So this is a cherry bell radish, bunch of radishes. They're the typical ones that you probably think of when you think of a radish. Very sort of common, sort of spring through to summer and early autumn. They're really quick to mature, really easy to grow. The whole thing will be ready in about 3 to 4 weeks from seed to sort of harvestable crop. The longer, more elongated white radishes that you see, they're more of the autumn winter varieties, and the main difference is they've got a lot more horseradishy, mustardy taste. These ones, on the other hand, really fresh, crisp, still a bit peppery, but really nice using in salads or pickling, which is what we're going to do today. So the first part of the recipe today, we will be pickling the roots of the radishes. Pickling is a great way of preserving and adding an extra dimension of flavour to all sorts of vegetables. It works really well with radishes because, as I said, they have a slight peppery taste, so the addition of the sugar and the vinegar makes them more sort of sweet and sour rather than sharp and peppery. But saying that, they still preserve their nice, fresh, sort of crisp taste. First, we have to separate the radish from the stalks and the leaves. Couldn't be easier, just snap them off. Perfect. Now, the only bit from the radish that we're going to throw away, this entire dish, is just the little tail at the bottom. They are probably strictly edible, but they're not particularly pleasant to eat. Now, using a really sharp knife or a mandolin, be careful if you're using a mandolin, what you want to do is thinly slice the radishes as best as you can. Now, you want to take a bit of time on this and make sure that you kind of cut through the whole thing and you have a perfect little disc, because it will make the final dish just that much prettier. Next, pickling liquor, really simple. Equal parts sugar to vinegar, splash of water, pinch of salt, and at this stage you can add any sort of flavourings that you want. So I'm going to use mustard seed and fennel because I quite like those flavours with Asian food. You could use juniper berries if you wanted a more sort of British flavour, chili flakes if you wanted a spicy pickle. Anything you put in now will give a nice subtle flavour to the vegetables that you decide to pickle. So once you've heated up your pickling liquor so that all the salt and the sugar is dissolved and your aromatics are in there and it's all looking good, add your radishes, turn it off the heat, and then put it somewhere cool to cool down. Or what you can do to speed it up a little bit, if you pour it into a jug or a flat dish, it will cool down even quicker. Now, once they are cooled down, they'll be ready to use straight away because we cut them nice and thin. If you're doing something a bit bigger like a carrot, it may take longer to pickle thoroughly. Next, we'll be preparing the stalks and the leaves. Really simple little stir fry, sliced garlic, soy sauce, toasted peanuts. The resulting taste will be quite salty, so when you have the sweet pickled radishes on top, it'll really be a nice little tasty side dish. Perfect way of using just a whole bunch of radishes. So now you've got your stalks, give them a good wash because they'll be full of sand and grit. Once they're washed, don't worry about drying them too much. If there's a little bit of moisture on them, when it comes to cook, they'll actually sort of wilt a little bit quicker. Cut the bottoms off the stalks so that the leaves separate. You don't have to do that. And it's a good idea to go through, and if there's any sort of manky or brown leaves, get rid of those because we don't particularly want to be eating those. Get your wok really hot, that's the secret. Add a little bit of rapeseed or vegetable oil, and then let that get really hot. Won't take long at all if you've heated up your wok. Sliced garlic, let that sizzle for a little bit, not too long, and then straight away, just add all of your prepared leaves. Now, it won't take long at all for them to wilt down. Add your soy sauce. It'll sizzle again, give it a stir, and you don't want to overcook it. They still want to have a crunch in the stalk. That is pretty much all it needs. Really simple, just garlic, soy sauce, and vegetable oil. You won't need to put any salt on, it'll be salty enough. Now carefully whack it on your plate, and then get your pickled radishes, which have cooled down quite nicely. Use a sieve, unless it's for yourself, and then use your fingers. Place your radishes on top, and then give it a sprinkle with something crunchy. I'm gonna use toasted peanuts. And there you go. Really simple, whole bunch of radish in one little dish. If you like what you see and wanna see more, or if there's a vegetable that you'd like to see us talk about, cook, or prepare, write us a comment, let us know. Hit like, hit the notification bell, click subscribe. Stay tuned for weekly videos.